The RCMP's homicide unit is investigating after 4 people were found dead at a Richmond, British Columbia house on Tuesday. Richmond RCMP says that its officers were called to the 4,500 block of Garden City Road late Tuesday night. They found 4 people dead inside the home, according to a statement. Police believes that they were likely shot and killed on Monday around 7 p.m. While the victims' names have not been released, police say that the officers believe they knew each other. The Integrated Homicide Investigation Team was subsequently called in. At least 1 person has died and 38 remain missing after a ship capsized off the Florida coast on Sunday night. Officials were alerted on Tuesday after a commercial vessel spotted a man clinging to the hull of a boat some 45 miles from the city of Fort Pierce. The Coast Guard, along with other government agencies, is now searching for survivors and debris in an area that is approximately the same size as the U.S. state of New Jersey. The United States has issued its formal response to Russia's demands over the crisis on the Ukraine border. Secretary of State Antony Blinken say that the proposal offers a serious diplomatic path forward should Russia choose it. But he warned the U.S. was acting with equal focus to bolster Ukraine's defense. Mr. Blinken also urged U.S. citizens in Ukraine to seriously consider leaving the country, echoing earlier guidance. Russia had issued a written list of its concerns about the expansion of the NATO military alliance and related security issues. Among them was a demand for NATO to rule out the possibility of Ukraine and others ever joining the alliance. In order to ensure that the consumers and businesses had access to cheap lending, in order to keep the economy afloat, the Bank of Canada has decided to not raise its benchmark interest rate just yet. Like many other central banks around the world, the Bank of Canada has slashed its core lending rates. 2 years of rock-bottom lending rates have been a major contributor to inflation, which rose to almost 5% in Canada last month and right now stands at its highest level in more than 30 years. Ontario today reports the death of 89 more people with COVID-19, which the province says happened over the last 3 weeks. Ontario's official death toll currently stands at 11,160. Meanwhile, the ministry logged a slight decrease in the number of patients with COVID-19 in intensive care units from 626 down to 608. The drop of 18 is the biggest one-day decline so far in the ongoing Omicron-driven wave of the pandemic. Roughly 83% of the patients were admitted to the ICUs for COVID-related illnesses, while 17% tested positive for the virus after being transferred to critical care for another reason. A Toronto non-profit organization called the Atmospheric Fund has partnered with Natural Resources Canada to create a fund to make it easier for municipalities and agencies to build electric vehicle charging stations. The initiative has received $2 million in new funding for a lot of groups across the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area to build their electric vehicle charging infrastructure. The initiative is being dubbed as the EV Station Fund and will support the installation of up to 300 charging stations. The funding comes more than 2 years after the City of Toronto launched its own electric vehicle strategy. An independent accounting firm, KPMG, is looking into Pride Toronto's use of federal grant money following allegations that the organization misrepresented how the funds would be used. In a statement, Pride Toronto say that it hired KPMG in October 2021 to conduct a grant compliance review. Executive Director Chevin Modeste told the news channel that the review will cover 3 grants the organization received from the federal government in 2018 and 2019, totaling $1.85 million. KPMG is investigating and will provide the recommendations to ensure the organization's internal process meets high standards. Pride Toronto issued its statement after Toronto historian Tom Hooper released an investigative report into the grants that he claims highlights problems with the grant applications and inconsistencies in how the organization reported progress to the federal government. According to Peel Police, a man has died in hospital after he was stabbed outside a high-rise building in Mississauga on Tuesday night. Peel Police says that the stabbing happened on Roche Court near Erin Mills Parkway and Fowler Drive. Police were called to the scene at 6:36 p.m. Officers found the man, who was 41 years old, in life-threatening condition. He was rushed to the hospital where he died. Police say that the suspect fled the area and no description was available. A report released by Toronto's Centre for Addiction and Mental Health suggests anxiety and feelings of depression and loneliness among adult Canadians are at their highest levels, especially among women and frontline workers, since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. More than 25% of survey participants reported feeling moderate to severe anxiety, which is up from 19% in July 2021. Also, around 24% reported feelings of loneliness in comparison to 18.8% last summer. The survey completed by 1,004 Canadians between January 7 and 11 also pointed a significant gender gap in the results. Reports of moderate to severe anxiety, loneliness and feelings of depression increased significantly among women in Canada, but only slightly for men. British artist Sir Elton John revealed on Tuesday that he has tested positive for COVID-19, forcing the postponement of 2 planned shows in Texas. The British singer, who's 74 years old, took to Instagram to share the news with his followers. John had been due to perform at the American Airlines Center on Tuesday and Wednesday as part of his farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. New dates have yet to be announced. The Rocketman singer clarified that he's fully vaccinated and boosted against COVID-19 and is only experiencing mild symptoms. Singer Miley Cyrus will perform at Steven Tyler's Grammy Awards viewing party. Presented by Live Nation, the event will take place on April 3rd at Hollywood Palladium, while the Grammys have shifted from Los Angeles to Las Vegas amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The private event will feature a cocktail hour, seated dinner, live auction and viewing party of the 64th Grammys, and an after party at which Cyrus will take the stage. And that is it in today's bulletin. For more news like this, subscribe to our channel.